So Zach, tell us about your history.
Well, in about 1930, my great-great-grandma sailed from Spain to America, and she had to learn the English language, and that's my heritage. What is your name?
My name is Jordan Ellis Wasada.
Is that true? Are you lying to me, Jordan?
No, sir.
Okay. What's your heritage?
Well, my grandfather, Frank Bernard Wasada Sr., he came from Spain, and he immigrated to Belize, and now he lives in Los Angeles, California.
I don't know if I believe that, but we'll go with it.
You know what?
Go. So, what's your name?
My name?
Your name.
My name is Devin James Riley.
Is that right?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay. So, Devin James Riley,
Yes.
what is your heritage? Where is your family originated from?
My heritage.
Yes.
My family, where they originate.
Yes.
My mother, I shall never know. My mother, I shall never know. Because of slavery, I'll never know where she came from. Or not where she came from, but where her, her preceding generations came from.
That's what I'm talking about.
But me, I know where my father is from. My father's bloodlines originate from Germany, Ireland, and Sweden.
Woo! So, does that make you a Nazi?
What?
The first Russians to arrive in America was in the year 1746, and they were mostly fur traders. So they would go to Alaska to skin animals such as moose, deer, elk, and raccoons, and they would skin them and sell the fur or trade the fur. But the first big wave of Russians was from the year 1892 to 1929, and they would arrive in Ellis Island with the Statue of Liberty.
Russians, they came to Ellis Island and then they started to spread out. So, not really, but they went to the northern Midwest states like Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, and they basically resided there. And even until this day, they're still in that same spot. So when they came on their journey to the U.S., they really didn't enjoy the trip because the ship that they were on was so overpopulated. Yeah, they didn't enjoy it. That's all. When they got to Ellis Island, spread out, as I said, and some people who lived in New York, like some of the Russians, their occupations were like running the push carts, like hot dog stands and burger joints and stuff. And they also
1892, Russian immigrants started to immigrate from Russia and immigrate to the United States because of famine within Russia. Then, after some terrible years of famine, they went into around 1905. Russian government started to fall apart. Russian infrastructure of the government was falling apart. Leaders were trying to get in and get out, and the Tsar Nicholas II and the rest of his family, including some noted girl named Anastasia. It's cool to know that. Tsar Nicholas II still arose. That's what's known as the First Russian Civil War. It didn't end in bloodshed yet, but then World War I happened. In World War I, Russia was supporting a war they could not afford. People were angry because the people needed money to live off of and eat, and their farms were being destroyed and stuff through the war in Russia, and they couldn't take it anymore. So they started to leave more because of that, and that was another wave around 1914. And then through World War I, Russia left because they found out they couldn't afford it, and also at the same time, Vladimir Lenin, leading the Bolsheviks, who would soon become the Communist Party, they came out and they came and started a revolution. In Russia and within Mother Russia. Tsar Nicholas II was abdicated from his leadership, and he moved to like Sweden, something like that, I forgot. But the more people left because the communists lied to them about peace, land, and bread. And when they found out they were lied to, they kind of started leaving because of that too. Then Vladimir Lenin died in around 1923 because of a series of strokes after being shot. So Joseph Stalin took power. After Joseph Stalin took power, the people started to people started to leave more because Joseph Stalin started having them work more, and famines started going across the land because of harsh winters in the Ukraine. And Ukraine was the main support for food because they had all the farms. And after, basically what happened was a lot of people started to die in the Ukraine because the Soviet Union was not happy with their production of food. So they closed off, they basically made a large brigade that surrounded the Ukraine and stopped them from getting any type of trade or getting involved at all with the nation of Russia or the Soviet Union. After this, more people started to leave, but in 1929, Russian immigration stopped or was put to a halt because people started to people started to get trapped in Russia because after Joseph Stalin had his 5-year plans ended, he kind of had full control of the nation and there was no voting at all. He started to have large purges, which killed off many military leaders and actually many people. They say Joseph Stalin in total killed around 12 million people, actually more than what Adolf Hitler did. Know about that, but at the end, so basically in 1929 it was put to a halt because of the purges, and Joseph Stalin had complete control of Russia, and they were not allowed to leave, and people weren't allowed to come in either. And the only way you could leave is if you were a rich aristocrat who had the money to afford a passport, or you're in the elite class that Joseph Stalin had for special people like military leaders that survived the purges and other like secretaries and lawyers, and they would have the money to leave the nation. And that was the only people that left the nation after that.